Welcome to the Home Business Podcast with Richard Captain Henderson, publisher of Home Business Magazine, and Sherilyn Colleen, managing editor. This how-to show helps you successfully operate your home-based business.
Greetings and welcome to the Home Business Podcast. I'm Richard Captain Henderson, your skipper at Home Business TV.
And I'm Sherilyn Colleen, your co-host.
Let's secure, foresee, and get underway. We've gone from TV to Twitter, and in today's marketplace, that can be downright confusing for many home business owners, but for others, it can be like a dream come true.
With today's social media connections, any business owner can become their own reality TV host to market their startup or established business.
With little technical proficiency and know-how, most anyone can tap into social media channels and to broadcast their business.
You just need to know how to navigate around. Helping us to chart these waters today is Dave Woodward, who is Chief Business Development Officer for ClickFunnels.
So greetings, Dave Woodward. Welcome to the Home Business Podcast. Say hello to our podcast audience.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on our show.
Where are you dialing in from today?
I'm in Boise, Idaho today.
Oh, that sounds nice. Must have a nice view out your window there.
It's gorgeous.
Okay, so let's talk about the different channels on the internet and how home-based businesses can leverage them. Dave, you say Instagram is like one's reality show. What do you mean by that?
Instagram has become the place where people go to see what's really going on in a person's life, and it's especially on Instagram stories. So Instagram stories has really become the reality show, and we recommend that it's, for most people, if you can get like 5 to 7 15 to 30 minutes or 30-second stories in there, that's the type of thing that people are trying to see. They want to know what's really going on in your life. It's their way of connecting with you. So Instagram really has become the reality TV show of the online world these days.
How much do you think somebody needs to put an Instagram post up? I mean, every few times a week, or try to do it every day, or just when they can to keep that reality engagement?
Great question. So in Instagram, there's two different places. You have the posts and then you have the stories. The posts are going to be things where people are actually going to, that's how they're going to find you. And we recommend at least 3 to 4 per day as far as the posts. They go through pretty quick. Okay. And then on the stories, that's really where the reality TV aspect comes in. And again, if you can get 5 to 7 60-second clips as far as your story, your day, what's happening, that's how people engage with you. They like to see kind of behind the scenes of what's really going on in your world as a business owner.
Do you recommend, like, you can push it up to 60 seconds, but should you try more to 30 seconds, or just it's all good? Just keep it push it to a minute if you can.
Yeah, I'd push it to the minute, best you can. Yep, I'd go all the way to the 60 seconds. Okay.
Who was that person? I mean, Instagram has just been all over. Somebody got mad about Instagram and they pulled all their followers, and it was like millions. I mean, the amount of followers that somebody can almost instantly get, it's crazy if you manage this channel right.
Yeah, Instagram has become a very, very strong channel for a lot of people, especially these days. We're seeing a lot more people going to Instagram. It's really kind of taken over from Snapchat. And so Instagram has become the place for a lot of people to go to these days for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess the good thing about Instagram is it's easy to use. It's user-friendly. And, you talk about putting video clips up, but these can be done almost instantly and from your smartphone, right then and there.
Absolutely. Just grab your phone, pick on the camera, and start shooting. So, yeah, it's a quick little 60 seconds, and your reality TV show's up and done. Doesn't take no editing. You're done.
Well, the dominant social network still, I guess, is Facebook. It's been in the news a lot lately. Business owners should look at Facebook as a talk show. What do you mean by that?
So a talk show is where the engagement happens. So the idea behind Facebook, it's a place where you really can engage with your customers. Unlike Instagram, it's really tough to engage. Facebook is an engaging platform where you can actually get comments, you can ask for feedback. And that's really become much like any other sitcom, where if you want, like we're having an interview here type of thing, we see people using that on Facebook where they can interview other people through a Zoom type of platform if they wanted to. But more importantly, it's their opportunity to go out and actually ask questions, get feedback, and engage with their clients. So that's why we really look at this. That's primarily why Facebook has become that type of a talk show type of environment.
Now, are you recommending maybe, do those live postings, or, you can engage back and forth and then post up the video, or does that really matter whether you're live? Because that can make it a little more difficult having to live stream.
You know, we've seen success in both areas. Facebook right now themselves, they're pushing live quite a bit, but the key is just to get the engagement. And so a very engaging post where you're asking for feedback and you're getting your customers feedback on that type of thing is really a perfect type of a type of opportunity to really get that type of talk show type of thing going back and forth. So you don't have to do the live. If you are good on camera, you like that, then obviously go ahead and do it. But main thing is posting on Facebook on a regular basis.
So the key thing for somebody particularly getting started, it's tougher to do live. It doesn't really matter for the engagement. It's more having a good engaging post, and that's what'll draw in and then hopefully get people to share the Facebook that you're putting up.
Totally agree with you. I can tell you one of the things for some reason right now that still is a big draw, and that is those crazy little emojis. For some reason, those emojis still get, I don't know why, but again, for some reason, people like those, and there's a lot of engagement happening around those things as well. So you can put an emoji in there. For some reason, it seems to help.
Well, cycling back on what we just talked about with Instagram, you jogged my memory there, and using hashtags in your Instagram. Is that does that really help with the reach, thinking of good hashtags, or should you just try to hit a couple of basic hashtags for your Instagram and that'll be good?
If there's a hashtag that is predominant in your home business, then by all means use it. Most of the time, it's more important that you're really just getting it out there. And I wouldn't, too many times people think, gosh, I don't want to post anything until I know what the right hashtag is. Don't worry about the hashtag.
Okay. Well, great. Before moving on to our next topic, I'll highlight this show's sponsor, Pace Products. Go into business with Pace. Distribute their unique roof sealant that saves customers up to 75% off the cost of a traditional roof replacement. No inventory required. You can work for yourself, full or part-time. For more information, call 800-656-0040. Visit paceproducts.com or our podcast website for more information on sponsors.
Now, everyone loves a good sitcom. Dave, you call YouTube a business's sitcom. Talk about this and how a business owner can start or be their own sitcom.
Yeah, we're seeing YouTube right now is probably the one network that most people really haven't spent as much time on. It takes a little bit more time and effort in the creation of that sitcom, unlike the reality show we talked about on Instagram or the sitcom on Facebook. The real idea behind YouTube as really being able to create that type of a sitcom environment, YouTube, what they want is they want a channel. They really want you to build out a channel. So if you can get to a point where you're posting that ideally at the same time, or really look at it kind of how you would any other type of a sitcom where you know it's on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, same type of thing. If you can get your channel to where you post at a certain time, people will start tuning in to your sitcom. The idea behind that, again, we find the first 2 minutes are super, super critical. You got to be engaging, got to captivate people in that. And we're seeing most of the time that sitcom really doesn't last much more than about seven minutes or so. I know on some of our own channels, we go to about 12 minutes. It's got to be really super engaging though, like any other sitcom. And so we really look at it. It's your way, it's your ability kind of, we see people using that for demos. We see people using it for an opportunity to really help people understand the product better. It's a great place to have to go out and ask questions and actually find out what are the most trending questions in your home business area and then answer those during your sitcom. And that's where you'll get that type of engagement.
But the challenge there is it takes a little bit more time and effort to produce these videos.
It does.
And you just got to, practice and pick a good platform. When we switch to our YouTube, to our video podcasting, putting on YouTube, it is it's a level of effort more.
Yes, it is.
Regarding, building a YouTube channel, do you think it's more important to have like a specific time you're putting things out or try to build up your subscriber base so they get a notification of when you posted something up, or you just try to do both as best you can?
Great question, Rich. I would definitely, subscribers obviously are more important than the time of day. So I would always focus on subscribers first. And if you can get them to ring the bell and get the notification so they pay attention to it. And then if you can start trying to then eventually get to the same time of day, that is just an added bonus. But subscribers are by far number one.
What do you think about, you put a video up and one of the things is, is hashtags, trying to get, again, those, those keywords and all. Is that pretty important to work through those or just get the good content up, as best you can?
Well, content's always going to trump keywords for sure. But more important than that is if you can, YouTube's owned by Google, and so SEO and all that crazy technical type of stuff does become more important. But Google and YouTube, as they work together, they're going to scour through your content. They've got a ton of spiders and everything else that look for the right keywords and stuff. And so even if you don't put the right hashtag, you don't get the right keyword, if you've got the right type of content that's answering the title of whatever you pose there, that's going to be the most critical part for you.
And I imagine as a business owner, just talk about, don't try to be funny or witty or come up with something really unique. Just talk about your business and try to make that interesting, find interesting angles with that on what you're doing. And that should be engaging content for the type of audience you're trying to reach.
Correct. YouTube's a search engine. And so people are going out there typically asking questions. And so as a business owner, if you're using your sitcom there to answer those questions, that's going to be the most important part.
Well, yeah, well, we're on a podcast here. A podcast is something that any entrepreneur can do, either video or just put it out audio. What advice can you share on podcasting and how you can, link that into the different social media channels?
So podcasting is kind of like the radio of the old days, and it's become a huge way where a lot of people are getting a ton of content. And I would recommend that any business owner have a podcast. It's super easy to do. You literally could do it if you don't want to go through all the time and effort that the two of you guys have done as far as doing this as a video, even on an audio. We're seeing with all of the audio type of things that are going on with Alexa and other types of things where people are getting very used to having things play. And I would definitely recommend every single business owner get a podcast going and just start talking, because you'll find it's the way you literally have most of the time their undivided attention as they're paying attention to what's going on.
Interesting.
So Dave, for the basic home-based business, what do you think is the most important channel for building yourself up as a celebrity in your market?
The most important channel is going to be the one that you're going to do consistently. That's what the first thing I tell any home business owner is whatever you feel most comfortable with. You just mentioned as far as podcasts. If you're better on audio, then do the podcast. If you like the video, as far as the social networks right now, the easiest one we find most people can really get a handle on real quick, and that's going to be Instagram. We see Instagram being the up and coming next real big wave as far as being able to dominate a channel. And so I would say if you're going to pick one and it doesn't matter to you, then I'd go ahead and pick Instagram.
So say, a home business owner is setting up their own podcast and trying, to start small. Should they, try to find some guests or clients or customers, interview them, or should they just start talking about their business and try to make that as engaging as they can? Do you have any, advice to share on podcasting? Because it is such an important up and coming way to broadcast your business.
Totally agree with you on that. One of the most important things I tell everybody is you've got to be publishing on a regular basis. And so if you don't feel like you have enough content yourself, then by all means, bring on guests. It's the easiest way. They're going to be the ones providing content, and you become the expert by asking them the right questions.
Hey, that's what we're doing.
That's exact. So you know exactly the
expert.
Do exactly what the two of you guys are doing. But no, that's why we find, seriously, the easiest thing is always to have someone else on, because then you don't have to prepare anything. You literally just ask the questions and take the dialogue as it goes.
You can be dumb like me and just try to ask silly questions, and then it all kind of flows in. So yeah, boy, this has been great, Dave. This has been a great discussion on using social media, as a celebrity. Do you, have any final points to share with our audience?
I can tell you the most important thing is that anytime I talk to any audiences about there's getting their business or their own personality online, you got to find something that you're comfortable with yourself. And so if you're comfortable writing, then go with Facebook and write long posts. If you're comfortable on video, look at Instagram stories or YouTube. If you're comfortable by just speaking, you don't want your face out there, then use a podcast. So the key is, by all means, go out and get started, do something right away, publish consistently, realize it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the great thing about social media is it doesn't have to be as polished as some of the older network TV shows had to be. And then the other thing I'd say is if you don't know how to speak about it or you don't know how to get your voice out, we've got a free book. You can go out to expertsecrets.com, and it's free plus shipping. You basically pay $7.95 and you get a book. I don't know where it's at. It's usually in my office someplace here. But the idea behind it is it actually will go through and tell you exactly how to find your voice and how to communicate with people and really use that to become an expert in your business.
Any other points about, the different channels and what you think maybe more important to start with, or anything like, and any final comments on that, or, where to take the first step?
Sure. So if demographics are going to play a little bit into your business, if you find that your business may be a little bit older, you're going to find your audience, again, if your audience is in the 35 to 55 range, you may find yourself more on Facebook. If you find your audience in the 25 to 45 range, Instagram's going to be better. YouTube is pretty much global for everybody these days as a search engine. And so really the key, again, I can't stress enough, is you have to just get used to publishing. And the more frequently you publish, the better you feel at portraying your content, the better, more confident you feel when you're out talking to people. So I would just recommend, don't worry how it looks, don't worry how it sounds, just publish, publish, publish.
Dave Woodward, thank you for being such a great guest on the Home Business Podcast.
My pleasure. Thank you.
To learn more about Dave Woodward, visit clickfunnels.com or our podcast website for more information on guests.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Home Business Podcast. Share your feedback with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, homebusinessmag.com.
Visit the website for information on advertising. Subscribe free to our newsletter. Please visit our sponsors. For more information, visit homebusinessmag.com or the Home Business Expo at homebusinessexpo.com.
I'm Richard Captain Henderson saying anchors away.
And I'm Sherilyn Colleen. We'll talk with you soon. Until then,
make it a great home-based biz day.